Here we are, folks. Miami Beach, living in a condo on the water on the intercoastal. Got boats that I don't own, driving by. And, this is a long time coming because there was a time when I was unmatched, didn't have a place to live. What I mean by that is I had given up my apartment in Tampa. Okay, why? Because I was doing 4 orthopedic away rotations on the road every day, trying to match ortho. And what happened to me, I ended up hearing and believing, we'd love to have you, can't wait to see you next year. All these things that people said that made me feel like, okay, I'm going to match. Except my program director was honest and said, you're probably not going to match. And I didn't believe him. And what happened? I ended up not matching. And there are so many feelings that come with that. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I had a conversation just a few days ago with someone who reached out to me, applied neurology, didn't match, ended up soaping categorical internal medicine. And she's like, what happened? Like, they said they wanted me. I had interviews. I ranked the programs. They said they ranked me highly. How come I didn't match? Like, it's like a feeling of betrayal. Like, why didn't it work out? And then what's the next step? It's like the next steps are overwhelming. So the thing I want to talk to you about is, like, it gets better. Okay, and here's my situation now. I'm better, right? I'm supposedly happy, right? I'm in radiology in Miami Beach. I live in South Beach. 15-minute walk to swim in South Point Park or the Atlantic Ocean. I got a pool and gym at my condo. I can go biking whenever I want. And I'm a doctor in radiology, and no one knows that I didn't match. People talk to me and say, oh, like, where'd you go to med school and stuff? And that's it. They don't even know, like, you didn't match, you soaped, you quit residency, you transferred, all this stuff. So what am I saying? Like, it gets so much better. But let me talk to you guys about some of the things that I went through and these feelings. And this whole time, I constantly thought to myself, all right, I constantly thought, it's going to get better. I'm going to one day make it. Right now, yeah, it's hard. Right now, I'm feeling like sad. Right now, I'm feeling like I have nothing to hold on to, right? No future. Because I just got a prelim. Like this girl I talked to, she got a categorical spot. I just had a prelim. So by definition, I had to reapply regardless, right? So what did I do? I mean, I delayed my graduation by a month. In that time, I finished my emergency medicine rotation that I had to do, and I reached out to my coordinator from EM. Can I only do nights? And she said, okay. So that during the day I was shaking hands. I went dermatopath, radiology, anesthesia, meeting people, trying to I don't know how to say this, kind of like an orphan trying to find a home, right? Where was I going to go? Ortho kicked me out, quote unquote. I didn't match, right? All these feelings of betrayal of like, well, this resident said this, I worked with this resident, I had their number, they invited me over, but how come I didn't match? Okay, I did an anesthesia rotation, radiology rotation, and then delaying my graduation. I didn't even walk. The day that the graduation ceremony commencement happened, I was in the reading room trying to network, trying to make connections. So you can imagine like how, depressed I felt. All my classmates like made it, right? Their families are celebrating. I'm over here like, no way. I'm not gonna go unmatched a second time. I'm gonna leave no stone unturned. Okay, and no one on your application is grading you or measuring you by your happiness, right? They're just measuring your performance. They don't ask you, did you neglect your family for this, right? Because they don't care. They just want research, volunteering, whatever. Okay, I published FRS, Florida Radiological Society. I published at the Western Neuroradiological Society in Arizona. When I transferred, I drove from, Florida to Seattle. I flew from Seattle to Arizona Friday, presented Saturday morning, flew back Saturday to Seattle. Sunday morning, started Level 1 Trauma Center, Harborview Medical Center, as a transfer without Epic Access, just like, all right, let's figure this out. Let's make it work. And I was thinking in my mind, man, one day I'm going to actually be settled. I'm going to have an actual place. I'm not going to be just rushing to play catch up, keeping my head above the water, trying to breathe. And that day's today, right? I'm in radiology residency. I go to work, 7 to 4, 8 to 5. I work like every fifth weekend. It's not 6 days a week, 12 hours a day anymore. So life is better. It gets better. But all right, so I ended up in Spring Hill on an HCA program after the SOAP, prelim internal medicine, and I thought to myself, like, this isn't for me, I was like looking around, everyone else, or almost everyone else, had also SOAPed. They had all gotten, this, some of them internal medicine categorical. And they were, they were living it. They were doing it. To them, it was like, okay, this is where I am. This is my future here. And to me, like, I looked around, like, I can't do this. Like, there's no way. I should have been doing better, right? There's something else that's for me out there. And let me tell you, by no means was I like not feeling depression. Like, totally was. I had family problems. I had a meeting with my family, and my brother literally, like, all my grievances, his answer was, so what? He literally told me I was a loser, and I was convinced. I actually believed it. Okay? But I still wanted to move forward. One day, I'm not going to be a loser. One day, I'm going to make something out of myself. One day, I'm going to be a doctor. One day, I'm going to have a family. One day, I'm going to live in a regular city. I'm going to pay my own rent. I'm going to, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to be able to afford that. Right? Because we're in med school, debt, all this stuff. Well, not anymore. I'm in residency. I make a salary. I get a bonus. I get moonlighting opportunities. $75 an hour to sit down and study for myself, contrast coverage, radiology life, right? I work towards this. I refuse to believe that the situation that I'm in 2 years ago or a year ago is permanent. Every moment is a new moment. So, all right, I'm at Spring Hill, feel broken. I'm like, one day I'm gonna fix myself. I end up transferring, right? I'm driving across the country to Seattle. It's like a leap of faith for me. It's like jumping off a mountain. Is this going to work out? Was this the right move? Thank God it was. So I started at UW surgery. I'm trying my best now. I'm married at the same time. I'm trying to make it work out with my wife. I'm trying to make it work out in residency. I'm reapplying to the match. I'm getting recommendation letters. I'm trying to perform in the OR. All this stuff. Then I apply radiology. I match. But I don't get a spot that starts right away. Because, radiology is in an advanced position. So I get a spot that starts July of 2025. And I had graduated from med school, in 2023. So I had a gap year. And I also, at the end of residency, so like June, July 2024, I got divorced. So my marriage didn't work out. So then again, it's going to get better. Every moment's a new moment. You got to keep pushing forward. You got to keep making it work somehow, right? You got to put your best effort. Keep your head up. I took a gap year. I worked. I did this job where I see patients in their home for health insurance companies, make sure their health maintenance is up to date. Got paid a lot of money, traveled, got to know myself, did some stuff that I've never done before. I went to Bali, I went to Australia, I went to Hawaii, things like that, okay? And then where did I end up? Now it's a month in. I'm in radiology residency. I did a month of body imaging. I'm now on fluoroscopy. I'm, shooting x-rays at people, trying to get the GE junction. and life is heading in the direction that I want it to go, okay? And so, yeah, Miami's not the best. I'm still thinking just like the way that I thought, like, after I wasn't matched, like, oh, there's always something bad. Like, I'm thinking, like, right now, the beads of sweat on my forehead because Miami's so humid and hot. Whereas in Seattle, it was like cold. The summers were just like so beautiful. There's always something to complain about, But if I live in Miami Beach and I have a condo and I have a pool and I have access to the ocean, I'm still not happy. Then I'm never going to be happy, right? So you have to find a way to be happy in your circumstance. You have to find a way to look at the blessings around you. In some people's case, it might be that you didn't match, but you have a family. Maybe you matched and all this stuff, but you don't have a family, so you have to focus on what you can build, to the future. Remember, like being a doctor and this whole medicine thing, it's not just clinicals. It's not just the academic nature of it. It's leadership skills, people skills, all these other things matter, and these things are important for you to continue building. So that's my take. I don't want you to give up on yourself. I don't want you to feel bad. I mean, it's valid, though, to feel bad, of course. Right? When I soaked into internal medicine, my parents were like, well, what are you complaining about? You're going to be a doctor, right? And of course, I knew, like, there's no way that I can do this. And so I'm not saying don't feel bad or don't feel bummed. You have a right to feel that way if you're unmatched, if you're not where you want to be in life. But no one's going to get you out of your situation except you. And feeling bad or sulking or thinking, ruminating about the past, it's not going to help. You just have to take one step forward at a time.